Oh dear God, this game has some fucking issues. For the start of the Russian campaign, the Battle of Kursk, to be honest, is one of the hardest missions in the game. You are literally faced with tigers and Stugs, which most of your units can't penetrate frontally. But if you have the DLC missions, you are able to get an IS-3, which turns the game from going, oh my god, this is actually harder than the Russians had it, to, hey, I now have this unkillable tanky unit at the start, which all of them are going to fire at, and now I can just do nothing but mass artillery. Or even then they got it, or even then they kind of got it wrong, because long 88s are actually not supposed to penetrate IS-3s frontally, but Ferdinand's penetrate it anyway, which doesn't make any fucking sense, but okay, game. Jesus Christ. Let's just wait for everything to work. Even then they got it, or even then they kind of got it wrong, because long 8. YouTube blah 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 blah. YouTube can eat a dick. Okay. Pop out chat. That was Semesk. I am going to use 2 Stugs, which have 50mm of armor and 2-shot any tank in the game. Okay? The 75mm during World War II was the short 75mm, which is the L-24, was a complete shit. It was an infantry support weapon. Hey Hetty, how are you? What are you up to? How are you? What are you doing? I literally just said that 400 times over. And I need to, where's the transform button? No, wrong way. Damn it. Yeah, let's all play a stream where everything's upside down for hard mode. Transform to fit the screen. There we go. Okay, that's your work. A pair of a Panzer. No, I don't want a Panzer Alpha. I want this because you suck. I mean, it does suck. Like any vehicle with like autocannons and like heavy machine guns basically have the same properties. Okay, 2 tanks. Playing Civ 5 and surviving Prince difficulty. Crazy. I play on deity. Although that's because, like, once you understand the AI algorithms, the only thing that happens is, for Civ 5, it's like, oh, well, this is easy. Same with Stellaris, although I am having more difficulty with Stellaris with picking a xenophobic machine faction, so hopefully everyone should go up against me. Yeah, I had an okay chat with Brenner. It went well. So anyway, you're stuck through this tutorial, okay? This is how spotting works in the game. That's it. You either have these units which go in bushes, which is actually unreliable except in this mission, or you have a sniper squad. Okay, let's break the game. 1, 2. Stugs, you go up there, you go up there. I mean, these graphics look old as fuck. I don't understand, like... Yeah, I'll come capture strategic... I mean, fuck. And of course, like a single AA machine gun can literally pin down all of infantry. Alright, this is what we're going to do. Watch this. See? Most of it's health. This is literally the majority of the game. This happens to T-34s and KVs as well.
Unsere Einheiten werden beschossen.
Why do I have a machine gun squad for? I literally don't care about. For the most part of the game, you literally don't give a shit about having infantry except for snipers. The only time you ever use them is during like an urban environment. Although the game goes from it, because infantry with hand grenades can only engage vehicles at really close ranges. I mean suicidal close. See, look at all the shits my Stugs don't give about.
Bomber ist bereit.
Oh, rounds. Is that a T-26? Oh my god. Guys, I think I've gone from attacking Poland to all the way at cement. Yep, I'm against the Russians. Oh my god. The game has these jumpy timelines, which, especially at Era 3, which is the last era, you go from, for the Russians, from Kursk to attacking V2s all the way down in fucking Romania, and having, like, secondary missions in Berlin. But, see, they can't attack my tanks yet. They can't attack my... Look, see. Still not close enough. Also get a Panzer IV now.
Ihre Befehle? Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Howitzers in this game are also literally ridiculous. And anti-tank guns? If I told you that anti-rifle and anti-tank rifle emplacements were better against tanks than like everything else, would you believe me?
Neuer Auftrag.
This is actually kind of true.
Bereit für den Kampf.
Oh wait, I need more than one. Oh, thank you game for giving me all of these infantry. And the game sometimes randomly gives you infantry as well. It's quite weird. Although, sometimes the game... I mean, yeah, I'm ragging on about it so hard right now, but like, sometimes it goes from like having relatively...
Auftrag erfüllt.
From having relatively easy secondary objectives like that, to having secondary objectives in which you need to take out multiple Tiger tanks with T-34s at checkpoints. I'm serious. Or, for instance, during Sevastopol, you have to, you're literally faced with Stugs and Char B1s, both of which are completely frontally impenetrable by your forces. Anyway, we're gonna go back. And then you have to defend the marine base, which is at the enemy front line. And keep in mind that you're already being completely fucked over. See, they can do absolutely nothing to my Stugs. Although I think this game, I think it might be made by Russians. Which does explain some of the things wrong with it, but for the most part, it is
Verstärkung ist auf dem Weg.
Incredibly weird. Like, for instance, you eventually, or you and the AI eventually get access to anti-tank infantry with rocket launchers, and they actually outrange all tanks in the game. And they auto-penetrate them and generally do about a third of their health. Honestly, the game feels like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, in which the balancing the balancing act is more often than not one overpowered unit versus another overpowered unit. See, no shit's given about the infantry. Fuck you. Assault teams, so people with MP35, what the hell is that? With PPSHs, Thompsons, Bars, can lose versus standard rifle squads. And the only way those assault teams can actually win is by literally standing up point blank to them. It's a ridiculous mess.
Bestätigt.
Also, you can have T-95s on D-Day. Hello Eric, how are you? What are you up to?
Kommandant.
Hang on, I need to build a trench.
Ihre Tage
It's not
sind
going to do any
abgelaufen.
good, but... Oh well. Yes, Hedy,
Unsere
but never deploy
Einheiten werden
T-95.
beschossen.
You can... As the Americans, during an Italy map, you can have Persians, M7 priests, and Sherman Fireflies go up against Panzer IIs.
Den habt ihr erwischt.
Also, I don't believe there's a difficulty slider. Is there a difficulty slider? Because I haven't seen one. Gameplay, English. There's your difficulty slider, English. Difficulty slider. There you go. Play the game in Russian. I'm not even sure if that's Russian to begin with. It's Cyrillic, and I have no idea what anything means in Cyrillic except for Sukumbriya. Oh look, BT7s and T26s. Oh well, there's one half health, another one dead.
Wählen haben wir. Er kann ihn nicht durchschießen.
Jawohl.
Das haben sie verdient.
Did they? Oh, they didn't build a trench, did they? There we go, build your trench, damn it. 13. So yeah, Hedy, I have gone from a mission in which you play as the Germans to start off World War II by attacking a German
Schützengraben ist
radio
fertig.
station, which is what they actually did, to invading Russia in the same era. A literal 2-year gap. It's
Unsere Einheiten werden beschossen.
weird. Oh no, there's an infantry squad attacking me. Don't worry, I have a machine gun. Which suppresses and kills them all.
Bleib, wo du
Oh,
bist.
you can also entrench your vehicles as well. To be honest, most of these tools just eventually become like, oh wait, there's literally no point having this. Absurd.
Verstanden.
Diese Panzerung ist zu dick.
Oh god, this is ridiculous sometimes as well. Although at the moment I am half expected to be faced with a bunch of T-34s, given this game's ridiculous difficulty slider.
Der ist Geschichte.
Sanitäter. Genau
Direkter Treffer.
Anyway, 50 seconds to go. I think I drank way too much tea. But yeah, I have the opportunity to call in a fighter plane, which is never used because you can have AA guns. A bomber which flies around the map and does 50% of damage to any vehicle, including like houses and stuff.
Die Panzerung ist zu dick.
Bombers. Well, wait, that's like a fighter bomber. Bombers, which do the most damage, and artillery strikes, in which I'm sitting there like, what is the point of that? Because of how inaccurate the salvos are. Oh no, I'm being attacked by a BT. Oh wait, I don't fine anymore. Where did the BT-7 go? Stugs says, fuck you. But to be honest, the vehicles, at least the vehicles, are actually historically
Auftrag
well, the
erfüllt.
numbers you
Wir
get.
haben eine strategisch wichtige Stellung eingenommen. Wir siegen.
Well, especially because Oh look, for doing the super hard secondary objective, I've got 3 of... What is that? M1935 tank. Doesn't even say what it is. Does this even exist? I mean, are we sure it's... I mean, I haven't invaded France yet, but thanks France for your donation of things I'll probably never use. Oh, MG squad. Why isn't MG 150? They're all armed with MG 34s. Although, to be honest, as of right now, I'm kind of half expecting to be like, hey, is the game too difficult? Do you want a Tiger tank? We won that mission, multiplayer. I honestly don't want to do a fucking multiplayer mission because of how badly the AI sucks. Yes, I want to skip the tutorial, thank you. Okay. Oh, cool. So... Look at this! I can... In the same era, I can invade Russia, go down to North Africa, or attack France. I honestly not sure how to feel about this. Okay, this gives me another Stug. That gives me 2 completely useless units. A matter of honor. This gives me assault squads, which are only really useful for storming buildings. They're absolutely awful for anything else. Okay, I needed to burp. Crete. Another pair of useless units. Sabotage in North Africa, or receive the number of rating points needed to get a new rank. Okay, another skirt. Another... So, okay, some Italian unit, cool. Dunkirk, literally useless units. Oh, good, a decent tank. Battle of Aris, what do I get? Oh, I get a fucking Charby one. Okay, that's okay. 5cm pack guns, infantry squad, another whatever the fuck that's supposed to be, and a pair of Panzer II House of Ace. So you know what? We're actually going to we're going to do all of the secondary missions first. We're going to go top to bottom. Humans target, capture the railway station. Okay, cool. Let me just deploy another metric fuck ton of Stugs again. Excuse me. Ooh, MG squad and rifles. Oh no, I can't deploy an MG squad. Come on. There you go. Rifle squad. See, I mean, I can't play this game seriously anymore because of how ridiculous it is. It's like, what do you mean, comrade? Are you? Okay, how do we make player engagement? I know, comrade. We give players the ability to have random prototype units. Do you know the T-49, or was it T-60? You know that Tier 5 TD in World of Tanks that seal clubs everyone. You get 5 of them as the Americans. And they're shit because they have 57mm guns while your Shermans have 76s in the same thing. I'm just like, what's the point of this other than like a suicidal unit?
Neuer Auftrag.
Wir müssen den Bahnhof auf der anderen Flussseite einnehmen. Er wird nützlich für die Umstrukturierung unserer Streitkräfte und der Versorgung sein.
Rifleman.
Mache ich. Wie lauten die Befehle?
Verbündete Streitkräfte sind schon auf die Eisenbahnstation entlang der östlichen Straße vorgerückt. Wir müssen ihnen zuvorkommen.
Bestätigt.
Capture the railroad station until Allied forces can approach. Okay. Oh no, I'm supposed to go this way. You see, there's only one path in... Most of the time there is only one allowed path in the game you can go, otherwise all the other paths are difficult as fuck. Oh no, there's a T-26. Oh no, it's fucked. The infantry... Oh, I have... Okay, they only have snipers. Okay, let's just run away from them and, destroy them and kill all the snipers. Oh look, my Stugs have reloaded. Well, no more building. And none of your units can repair. So infantry units, which is so dependent on numbers, you can literally have them go from, okay, this is kind of useful, to, oh no, I took a sniper hit. Okay, my anti-tank squad, which I need to take out this King Tiger, is now officially useless. Yay. Oh no, getting shut up by something. Oh no, it's an anti-tank squad. I'm so... And something you might not notice is the infantry, like especially assault squad infantry in buildings. You know what I mean? Like submachine guns can actually lose to anti-tank guns. Anyway, it's like, oh no, one of my Stugs give me a hit. How terrible.
Los, los, los!
Anforderungspunkte erhalten.
Absetzflugzeuge sind in diesen Sektor geflogen. Sie können das Absetzen von Fallschirmjägern an jedem Ort anfordern.
Okay, the infantry can't lob grenades. Not yet. Okay, there's an anti-tank rifle which can actually penetrate any vehicle in the game. I'm serious. 80 rifles can't, but anti-tank guns. Well, 80... Seriously, I've had my T-95 penetrated frontally by an anti-tank rifle while Jag Panthers and Jag Tigers just bounced off the front. Like, there is no penetration indication for how the game works, and to be honest, I don't want to see it. Alright, let's take another.
Verstärkung ist auf dem Weg.
Yeah. The way I play most of the games is you have a really small squad of very powerful units. For instance, let's say Russia. So for Russia, for most of the game...
Sophie.
Yes?
I wish to tell you something that will make you cry.
Somebody has herpes on their nose. What is it?
The people who do academic citation
Okay.
have officially given academic citation for a tweet.
Repeat that, please.
The people who tell you how to cite stuff academically.
Okay.
Have officially told us how to cite a tweet in an academic paper.
I'm unsure how to feel about that. So, anyway, for a large part of the game, Russians, Americans, Germans seem to be easy mode because you have literally unkillable Stugs. But for most of the game, you have a sniper. That sniper outspots completely everything, and you have artillery. Most of the game consists of, oh, well, there's a tank I can't actually kill yet. Oh, okay, I'll just sit here and plaster it with artillery for like 5 minutes. And then the only reason why you have tanks, and these are always high-powered anti-tank destroyers, is because the enemy sometimes spots your stuff, and then suddenly an avalanche of tanks come your way, and you're just like, fucking get on the brakes, I need tanks. That's it. This game is unplayable with large vehicle numbers because of the micromanagement involved. In order to take over an MG nest with a platoon of 5 T-34s, you have to get your T-34s literally up close to them so their machine guns and cannons do any damage.
So, going back to earlier point, wait, what tweets are now academically usable?
Is Hedy completely mindfucked now?
Absetzflugzeug
Completely
ist bereit.
unresearched,
Verstärkung ist
flipped
eingetroffen.
off comments can be used academically. Are you telling me this, Phil?
Telling you what?
That completely unresearched, flipped off
Hey Janet,
tweets
hey Barnes.
can be used academically?
Yes.
Jawohl, Kommandant.
Oh boy.
los?
Wait. This game also has some ridiculously bad wording as well. Capture the railroad station until Allied forces can approach. I'm unsure what that means. Does that mean I capture it before they come? Does that mean I capture it so they can come?
Spitfire, quick question.
Seriously, I don't know.
Gaz, why does it sound like you're coming down a stereotypical military radio?
It's because he
I
has...
broke your riff yesterday.
What the fuck?!
Once again, it is your turn.
Renner?
Yes.
How much money does Miss Priss have?
I don't honestly know.
She just donated £85.
The fuck?
Miss Priss?
Go on, go off the defense, Sophie, go off the defense, go, jump, it's fine, you'll be fine, I'll catch you at the bottom.
Spitfire.exe is short-circuited. Time for Rainbow Foxes.
Joe's on camera, please.
I need to put my... I need to put my bra on now, because I'm literally sitting here half naked.
Well, that's certainly a helpful image.
That escalated quickly.
BRB!
Good job.
So titty stream?
Hashtag Spitfire Titty Streamer confirmed.
By the way, Spitfire, I'm asking if you have any mods for Blitzkrieg, especially for the vehicles, because
Hers is completely unmodded. She's actually doing this as a review example of the game.
okay, then I can definitively tell you that the German vehicles, they haven't changed their voice line, upgraded any voice pack form, or anything since 2001.
Why do I... I mean...
By the way, Spitfire, just look at the hashtag I put in stream chat.
Rainbow Foxes, okay. I mean, so, Renner, we have... what does that say? I can't, we have, actually not
Hi,
supposed to.
Sophie.
Hey.
Spitfire EXE has crashed. Please wait while we restart this application.
We now have £150 in terms of presents for your family.
That will probably get everything on the list. And
then some.
Wow.
They can't miss
Help get you to America.
Probably help get her to America, yes. There's still a very important reason that we can't actually talk about until it gets announced by someone somewhere else that I'm not able to go see them this year.
Oh.
Still, it's important. Sophie knows what it is.
Yes.
And Sophie is goddamn excited about it.
Yes.
Oh.
Unsere
And
Einheit
it's also the
werden
reason why
beschossen.
Sophie cussed me out this morning.
Yes.
Because I stayed up all night making sure everything was ready, and that's the only thing she had to do was say yesterday.
Yes, till 7:30 gone in the morning your time.
Infanterie eliminiert. Befehl bestätigt.
I slept a little bit at the keyboard. Are those Stugs just having a gay old time?
Yeah, pretty much. They're basically frontally unkillable for most of the game.
What happens when you deploy a King Tiger? Does everybody just shit their pants? That poor house!
To be honest,
blew up the What house?
The Ferdinand is actually better because it has better frontal armor.
Eddie, she's shooting that house in the shitter.
I know.
Well, he's definitely having a crap time.
Oh,
I've heard of surprise butt sex, but this takes it to a whole new level. Congrats, Sophie.
To be honest, I have never actually had a level this easy before. Like, holy shit, why are Stugs this powerful? I mean, and then you get Panzer IV A, Bs, and Cs, which, if you know, are armed with the short 75mm gun. And for some reason, these short 75mm guns, despite being phased out in early 1942, because of how crap they are against tanks, are actually the best tank killing weapons in the game for cost effectiveness. Makes sense.
Tell me again why you're playing this game.
To show everybody how awful it is and to say not to buy it.
So, Sophie?
Yes. Yes.
I have something I would like to offer you.
I will not be accepting any kind of STDs, thank you.
I am completely clean.
I imagine that's
However,
something...
if you really want, I can go find someone who, in the middle of you eating them out, is going to look down at you and go, "They have AIDS."
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, I was going to ask if you wanted your pony and furry personal character drawn by an actual professional artist.
What?
That one you contacted on stream?
No.
Ooh.
This is starting to become like more of a chat session than like a stream.
No, this is a stream. This is how streams work when people like you.
Oh God. Hey, Miss Press.
I mean, I know you're not a huge fan of watching the streams because of the whole heartache and everything, but have you watched what a Fiora stream is?
No.
She spends maybe 1 minute in every 10 on the actual game at points.
The rest of the time, the game's background noise while we sit around and talk.
And if it is game related, half the time it's something that happened 10 minutes ago, which we found completely outrageous.
Oh wait, I can't explode my infantry because they will die in the first minute. Oh, sorry, back guys, tanks. Sorry, tanks only for this mission.
wurde vernichtet.
So,
by the way, if you think Stormgeschütz are, whatchamacallit, overpowered,
yes.
wait until you get the Russian Su-152. I know those were the most overpowered things that the Russians had in the first game.
I mean, the thing is that these Stugs come so early in the game, they are basically broken because of that. You get the most heavily armoured and most powerful TD literally right after the first mission. You have a unit that can go toe-to-toe with KV-85s and T-34-85s. It's... are like AT infantry, like bazookas and stuff, like a problem in the first couple of games as well?
Well, I was gonna say, normally you don't get bazookas and everything until you're, until the Americans join the fighting for the Allies and for the Germans to get those at the very end.
Because in this game, like, hand grenades and anti-tank infantry are literally like complete shit. Like, they can't do jack shit to tanks.
You can keep playing the game while you're talking. I promise.
I know. It's just that Daz is very quiet.
You're just overwhelmed with the fails and Daz is very quiet. I have Daz turned up to 200%.
What?
As soon as I get off the phone,
Erwarte Ihre Befehle.
I'm inside the car driving
Auftrag
back
nicht
Yeah, I
erfüllt.
keep guys. I
Verbündete
keep having
Kräfte
to
haben den
edit
Bahnhof
your
erreicht, bevor wir
volume
ihn
every
einnehmen
time
konnten.
you come in because
Sie
it's
werden nun
entirely
behaupten, dass es Ihr
random if
Erfolg
you're on
sei.
the phone.
Verdammt!
We need to find out a way for you
Unser
to
Panzer
consistently have
wurde
the same volume.
zerstört.
Erledigt. Das Gebiet um den Bahnhof gehört jetzt
Those
uns.
Panzer IV. If the Stugs are unfair, how unfair is a Panzer freaking IV?
The Stugs are literally better in all circumstances. Because how the game goes is you usually get far more TDs than you get medium tanks.
Neuer Auftrag.
Okay, I need to defend this place.
Unser Geheimdienst meldet, dass sowjetische Streitkräfte uns vom Bahnhof vertreiben wollen. Wir müssen unsere Kräfte bündeln und eine Verteidigung aufbauen.
So today's post of the day is heavy plays entirely too much civilization.
Yes, he does.
Unsere Einheiten
Especially with how
werden
crap I
beschossen.
am at the game.
Thank
The
you,
other
Vance,
thing
for the
is-
pass.
I have a question. If the Stug gets blown up, do you get the card back to use later?
What?
If a unit gets destroyed, do you get the card back
Unser
to use later?
Infanterie
No.
wurde vernichtet.
You mean like permadeath for the entire campaign or permadeath just for the mission?
Entire campaign.
No.
So you get the unit back?
Yes. Which, to be honest, you already have an extremely small selection of units to begin with. If it was permadeath, to be honest, the game would literally be impossible.
Fair enough.
Well, I was gonna say, I know in the first game they actually had where permadeath was a thing, but it wasn't necessarily the whole thing. Basically, if you lost the unit, you lost the crew, and the unit got replaced.
Verstärkung ist auf dem Weg.
Yeah, see, I guess it's, oh, hey Sophie,
Yeah?
since you're actually paying attention to this
Verstärkung
focus
ist
training
eingetroffen.
thing, you and Lord Fuckbutt actually pay attention and actually try to show it to me that I couldn't have because I had no interwebs. Which is actually not Verizon's fault, it's the apartment's fault.
Okay.
Do you want the key that I have to Dauntless?
Pardon?
Do you want the key for Dauntless?
What's Dauntless?
Dauntless is a MMO where you you don't have any trash mobs. It's go in and you're fighting the big monster every time. It's like Monster Hunter, except for new.
What's Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter is where you hunt monsters.
That's very self-explanatory, Renner. Thank you, but
Okay. Example. You hunt a giant two-legged half beaver, half badger.
Einheiten werden beschossen.
You hunt an actual owl bear. You hunt actual dragons.
cool. Oh, cool! I got the Panzer IV now.
Erfüllt.
Perfekt. Sie haben es geschafft, den Bahnhof zu halten. Ein weiterer Schritt in
So
Richtung
those
eines
Panzer
großen
ones,
Siegs.
Panzer IIs, they're literally like complete jack shit.
they're just machine guns with tracks, aren't they?
Autocannons. But yeah, that's about it, really. So yeah, anyway, we're going to go over to the Russian side. Because, you know, to show you how the game is actually played, a tedious, boring sniper fest.
Why don't you go over to the American side and drop T-95s on D-Day?
I've already dropped T-95s on D-Day. But yeah, I'll
But
go
we
over to the
haven't
American
seen
side
it.
then.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
I know for the first game you didn't get T95 except for one cameo appearance at the very end of the game.
She has a T-95 in her deck.
Yes. Actually, the game So the game, despite being single player only, is required to be online. This means that sometimes the game's progress can bug out. For instance, I completed D-Day in its entirety yesterday. However, due to some internet funkiness, I'm going to have to do it all over again, and it is ridiculously tedious because the only thing you get for the majority of the game is infantry, which requires a hell of a lot of save scumming. The game requires you to save scum.
Did you buy this, or did they give you a free copy?
I bought this at a discount.
I'm so sorry. Why are you still playing this?
I told you to show everyone how bad it is. This is literally like, oh my god, you won't believe how bad this is. It's awful.
New task.
We must join the coastal forces and receive further instructions.
Roger that.
If we don't silence these howitzers, our lads on the shore are going to take heavy losses.
Affirmative. Our infantry
And I lost
is
my
lost.
snipers, which means I have to immediately reload the game again because I can't get them. Like, if you lose a good unit, most of the time you have to immediately reload the game because there is no way you can complete the game without that unit. The game's difficulty spike is insane because of how random it is. Some missions will be completely easy as piss, while others will be like, congrats, you're fucked. I mean, Daz, is this present in all of them?
I know in the first one that, yeah, it sort of is. It's one of those where, depending on how late in the game it is, whenever you're very late in the game, you get supply missions where you're supposed to take supplies out to a target location. You do so. And that's on a hard mission. You get all 3 of your trucks there. Congratulations, you completed the mission. Wait, what? Because, if you're quick,
New
and
task.
you just basically
We must
rush your
join the
tanks
coastal
in,
forces and receive
machine
further
gunning everything,
instructions.
and just tell your trucks to move right on through, don't stop for anything.
If we don't silence
You
these
can get
howitzers,
2 of your
our
trucks
lads on
at
the shore are
least
going to
to
take heavy
the
losses.
supply point, if not all 3.
That seems ridiculous.
And that was on a hard mission, where you say you have your
Roger
easy,
that.
your medium mission. They're not freaking escort missions. They're search and destroy missions. Those are insanely harder because, well, you push into a town, all of a sudden you have King Tiger on the other end just snipe your tank. And roughly at that point in time, you just start. Also, the Americans got 3 choices of artillery in the first game as their top tier, and honestly, I have to say, you either run either a full battery of M155s or you run a full battery of howitzers.
Go, go, go!
Howitzers just as broken as they are in this game, in which they do like insane amounts of damage to like even heavily armored vehicles.
Very broken.
Affirmative.
It's one of those where a good direct 155 hit, normally if it doesn't outright kill the tank, severely hurts it.
I got you. Ready.
That does sound kind of right. Basically, like for this, most of the time you are literally aggro in the AI, especially for this mission.
Go, go, go! Orders?
Essentially, you employ basically amble and wall. Basically, I'm not moving. I'm just going to beat the shit out of you with long-range artillery fire and tank support with the infantry and just basically force you to come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of how those games play, unfortunately.
Between the eyes. Go,
Pretty
go,
much.
go!
I'm sort of sad to see that they sort of botched everything with the with it. Honestly, I would send you the first game just to let you see how the initial game in the series actually played. So I might actually send that to P so this way she can give it to you. That would require me to be back home. So.
I may have screwed up here. I may have screwed up very badly.
Okay.
But half the fun of streaming is screwing the pooch and then dealing with it.
Renner, I cannot win this mission without these snipers. I'm serious. It is
Yes, sir.
impossible.
Here. Go, go, go. Right between the orders.
I have a state patrolman behind me, so I might
Yeah.
jump off.
Yeah, you be
Yeah.
safe.
Take care, Daz. Oh, wait, there have been instances because of the broken line of sight in which artillery crews, like artillery crews, can spot camouflage snipers long before the snipers can even see the crews. And the later part of this game basically makes you sacrifice your infantry.
Our troops are under fire.
Go, go, go.
Our infantry
So,
is
I got a
lost.
save scum. This is literally the entire game, right here. Save scum in.
Wow, really?
Yes. Literally. You have these super special snowflake units, and you cannot afford to lose them. At all.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
Renner, when I come over, you should honestly give this game a try and do an honest review on it, because I would
did
love
play
to
it
see
for
you.
a little bit, and I thought I should review this. My review would be so negative that it would be pointless.
Pretty much. And I told you about the need to be always online, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. And being online sometimes breaks the save, so missions you already did makes you have to do them all over again.
Sir. Roger that.
That feeling when you play World of Tanks or War Thunder and you make a 3-person platoon and you all pick a KV2.
Oh, fun platoons.
Glorious Tovarish platoon.
Sir. Ready. Affirmative.
Snipers, run away! Ah.
I'm wounded. Right between the eye. Ready. Affirmative.
So, Rana, how are you today?
Wishing you were here.
Go, go, go.
Same. I wish you were. I wish we were both in a well-established, developed country.
So, Canada?
Probably.
Blame Canada! Blame Canada! So when you stream like with these kind of people, you're not allowed to have a bad day.
Now,
Also, while the game you're playing is awful,
have you seen the graphics? Look at them. This is, I believe, this is high-end
Go,
graphics.
go, go.
this is 1998. Welcome back to 1998, courtesy of Westwood Studios
shit.
Command and Conquer. I present to you. Oh wait, this is really
Ready.
2017. Westwood's dead. What do you mean Westwood's dead?
This isn't going well.
Yeah, EA took him out back and shot him.
Well, EA's philosophy is to buy out smaller developer studios and kill them, so they can flood the market with their own shitty games. It's a great business philosophy.
Ready. Affirmative.
Yes,
Hello, everyone.
EA's bubble is going to burst in the next year or two, and when it does, EA is going to probably come crashing down hard.
Did you see
half the fucking game industry with it?
Yeah.
Did you see what I shared on the Discord earlier today?
Yeah.
You mean EA has the most downvoted Reddit comment of all time?
Yep. 118,000 downvotes in about, was it 13 hours?
What was the comment? Oh.
Basically, somebody just posted your typical, wait, I paid $80 and I've still got to unlock Vader comment, to which some EA rep just posted the most irrelevant cookie cutter reply going, which basically says, yeah, but this is what gamers want.
Paying $80 for something. I mean, like, the gaming industry now is like, so, you need to order your deluxe pack for $80, $90. Oh, and your season pass so you can have the full game. Because, you know, like, for the... Was it? Is it $60 for a normal title? Like a normal AAA title right now?
60 to 80 now, yeah, which is stupid.
I mean, I have to wonder, where does all that budget go?
Execs.
That's great.
Also, I finally get to see one of your streams, Spitfire.
Only because I'm not doing it.
No, I'm normally at work at this time.
Fair point.
Okay, so this is the comment which, 22 hours old, now has 371,000 downvotes.
Our troops are under fire.
The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. Yeah, try the fact that they sunk $80 worth of their real-life working time into your title. Anyway, back to the post. As for cost, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch.
I fucked up. Gotta save scum.
Among other things, we're looking at average player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we're making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling and rewarding, and of course attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit,
If by
our
passion...
forums, and across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can. So basically they're saying the community wanted an $80 game where you still had to unlock significant characters.
Define unlock. Are we talking like in-game purchase, like in-game money, or are we talking progression?
Progression.
Grind in an $80 title.
I mean, they would have to make that an awfully satisfying grind, but this sounds like Battlefront 2, which automatically makes me want to gag.
Battlefront 2 with pay-to-win mechanics.
And yeah, let's not get started on the loot box mechanic in that game.
Or
shit.
you know, Activision. Hey guys, you can now have black female soldiers for the Wehrmacht.
Hey, that's not much worse than Wargaming's Black Friday sale last year.
Was it the black T-34 in the IS-6?
Yes, we're literally going to give you the same premium tank you already have with black paint all over it for double the price.
Ivanov, how do you think we can blow people's money harder? I mean, these hookers and vodka is starting to get way expensive. I know, Ivan! Well, I tell you what, you know Microsoft Paint, right? Yes, Ivanov, I know Microsoft Paint. I want you to get a copy of our T-34, you know, the really expensive one that people buy anyway because they're a bunch of idiots, and the IS-6. You know the IS-6, the one which the Object 252 was supposed to replace, but only for a limited time, so suckers keep buying the IS-6. Anyway, I want you to go into Microsoft Paint if you're sober enough. Actually, fuck it, you don't need to be sober. Just paint the entire thing black and sell it for $80 or something on Black Friday and call it a sale. 5 minutes later. Hey, Ivanov, you know that idea of yours? We just made $4 million. What? $4 million for an IS-6? What do you mean $4 million? Ah, I see. Paint the T-34 black as well. So the Americans will do it.
I love the amount of salt you're adding into your Russian accent. I can officially say you sound like you're full of salt and vodka now.
I am.
So, sounds like a Russian World of Tanks player.
Policeman no longer on my ass, so I can actually talk again.
Yay! Just don't get yourself hurt or anything, okay?
Renner, how do you rate my accent? Renner?
Hilarious.
How
150% hilarious.
how stereotypical?
Extreme.
Racist?
Yes.
Put it like this, don't go to Russia with that accent.
I think that's just
I was gonna say absolutely batshit funny. Absolutely.
Orders, sir.
your accent would be perfect if you were an American.
They don't want us to get our hands on it.
No, I'll be jailed for being a communist.
I'm wounded.
Comrade, where's the vodka?
I got you.
What do you mean you drank it all, comrade? You know, comrade Commissar's gonna come over here and shoot both of us for not having vodka.
How are we going to fuel the tank if you drink all the vodka?
Buy more vodka from the IS-6 sales, of course.
Wow.
Here, sir.
Gun destroyed. Artillery destroyed.
Reinforcement points received. Task complete.
Oh god, and Sophie's dream chat is passing on ideas for Colin for humour.
Yes. I mean, it sucks that there's literally no way to repair or replenish any of your units. So if they're damaged, well, good luck.
Go, go, go! Right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
Sir.
We found the body of an officer who carried some documents with him. I think they'll be of interest to our command.
Anyway, it won't be until about another 4 objectives until I actually get to replenish my troops.
Right between the eyes.
And by replenish, I mean I'm gonna land Super Pershings and T-95s on the beach.
Yeah, that tank that would be just too heavy to do anything amphibious.
Hey, at least we're not doing Operation Sea Lion with mouses.
I take it that would be a very bad idea.
What's the German accent like? So, hang on, fuck.
By the way, here you go, Hetty. This is the what the fuck thing that I made both Bones and Fiora watch last night.
Oh god, why?
For fucking real, you're gonna upload that here.
Operation Sea Lion was the proposed invasion of Britain,
which would have never happened to begin with.
So can I ask another question? If I
I've seen that.
What's up, Rana?
Because there's a couple of you here who actually watched it. If I actually sit down and do all the subtitles for this hentai stuff, would you guys still want to see it, or do you want me to?
The documents we got from the crowds allowed us to locate the enemy defense HQ.
Yeah, I'd watch
Great of
it
you
too.
to take out those howitzers. Assume command of the Bravo squad
have to watch
and go
it
capture the
sometime
damn
whenever I'm
HQ.
not at work.
Commander, our primary objective
comment?
is to capture the
Fair
coastal
comment?
town, which will
So,
serve as a foothold
if you
for
want
our
a
continued
laugh,
offensive.
go to any of my videos and put
We've
on
received an
auto-generated
order to capture
subtitles.
the coastal defense HQ. Get ready to move.
Why?
Go, go, go!
Task complete.
Because I did it and it's extremely
New
humorous.
task.
Yes?
Artillery has stopped the landing on the right bank. There are coordinates for all these guns at the defense HQ.
I may try that at some
New
point.
task.
No.
Our troops are under
Oh,
fire.
that tank.
Go, go!
Oh yeah, this is how close infantry has to be to throw
Our
grenades.
infantry is lost.
And I just lost all my snipers. Reload. Seriously. It's like... Has there ever been a mission in XCOM in which the entire mission depends on this one unit?
No, because of the way XCOM works.
It's basically any game. I mean, right now I can't win this. I can't do the 2/3 of this mission without snipers. Seriously.
Sir.
I love how your infantry can't throw grenades farther than
No, they can't.
what works you out 10 feet.
They can't. They cannot literally do shit to tanks at all.
Also, have you seen the viewing range of a lot of the tanks in the game?
Oh yeah,
they have to virtually run into each other to see each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. What game is this, by the way?
Blitzkrieg3.
I thought the Blitzkrieg games are supposed to be, like, really solid games.
Apparently, the original Blitzkrieg is pretty alright, apparently.
Yeah, because hey, honestly, I've watched part of what she's streaming, and it's like, how the fuck did you guys fucking fuck it up?
Not just fuck it up, but fucking fuck it up.
There you go.
So, like, hoist it up like a mass on, you know, a gigantic fucking horse dildo, and dropped onto it hard and fast without loot.
Basically.
Reinforcement points
Pretty
received.
much.
Good to know.
Task complete. Our troops are under fire.
Go, go, go.
God, that's a disgusting thought. Why do I do that to myself?
Because you've become one of us.
One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us.
You've become part of the collective.
I got you.
Hey, I'm not a part of the collective, just the cult.
Is there really
Right
a difference?
between the eyes.
Yes, if you tell me to go murder rape someone, I still have a choice in how I murder rape them.
I asked what's wrong with that statement, and then I realized that it's you, and that's perfectly normal.
There is many things wrong with that statement.
I'm not sure how to take what you just said, Fee.
Hey, okay. Yes?
Up the ass.
Germans are everywhere.
I mean, sure, it'd be my first time, but okay.
I mean, she does like booty sex.
I kind of gathered that.
Hey, Sophie.
Yes. Yes. What is it?
Sir. Here.
Renner? Oh, you sent me a message. You asked for that.
You asked for that. Just say that Queen Quake sent you.
I don't even have an account.
Okay.
Well, guess what you're doing when you finished on stream?
Lol.
Who is this? Who is this? Who is this for? You, me?
Both.
Okay. Okie dokie. I mean, Bronze, to answer your question, the gaming industry is exactly like most industries. They maximize short-term profit and don't give a damn about what happens next.
Hey, okay.
And then complain why it bites them in the ass later.
Yes?
That sounds about right.
Well, no, when it bites them in the ass later, they just get the lawyers onto it.
Agreed. I mean, it's one of those where initially for the first game it was just Germans versus Soviets.
Here.
And then later on they added in both the British and the American forces.
Which, I mean,
can't tell you about two, but it sounds like they have those three factions. Allies, German, Soviet, and basically they're charging you $80 for it.
Wait, for DLC? For DLC factions? Because that just sucks. That really sucks.
Reinforcement points received.
Okay.
Glad you're alive,
I think what Daz is saying is that the original game, as in
enemy defense
Blitzkrieg 1,
HQ.
it started out as just Russian and German units with the Allies added in later. And it sounds like they've taken those three and kind of combined them together and prettied things up and called it Blitzkrieg 3.
Yeah, and also, and they're charging you what, $80 for it?
Task complete.
I mean, I got this game for $25. I mean, for £25. It's about $33 or something.
Artillery has stopped the landing on the right bank.
Okay,
There
so
are coordinates for all these guns
how
at the defense
expensive is it
HQ.
without the discount?
New task.
The original price was about £35.
So you got it for around a third less than normal.
Pretty much. And to be honest, buying the DLC units makes the game super easy. I mean, Kursk is the most difficult mission of the game because for most part all you have is some artillery units, some short-ranged AT units and T-34s against a literal Stug and Tiger spam. But if you play the DLC mission before, which gives you an IS-3, the game becomes a cakewalk because absolutely nothing can pen your IS-3. So basically, this entire line of fucking Tigers is shooting my IS-3 and they do jack shit to it. Seriously, they do nothing. And I can just complete the mission.
This is why I like Blitzkrieg 1. They at least tried to give a shit about historical accuracy.
Yeah, this one's historical accuracy is like completely out of the window. World of Tanks is more historically accurate. No, War Thunder is more historically accurate than this game, and that game, like, holy shit.
Ready? I got you.
As long as you don't expect me to believe that Patton can take down an Abrams in under 10 hits.
Lol. Wait, what?
I got you.
Depends on what version of the patent and whether or not it got spotted first.
The stock Patton? No, wait. Was it the Patton that we used in World War II?
Sir.
No.
Sherman.
No, it was Pershing.
Shermans and Pershings.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking of Sherman. As long as you don't expect me to believe that one of those can take down an Abrams in, less than 10 hits.
Oh, hell no.
New task.
Good job. The double-A guns have been
Honestly, the
neutralized.
only way I
Now we
can
can
see a
request
Sherman
air
taking
support.
down a M1A1
To be honest, given the really shitty
would be
armor of an
firing
Abrams,
105 heat and somehow or another not getting spotted.
And they won't let our birds fly. We've received orders to destroy them.
Basically just firing 3 or 4 heat shells into the engine deck. That's the only way I can see it work. The 3 or 4 into the engine deck, yeah, I don't think after you fire the first one, you're getting that second shot.
it's not even the engine deck. Most NATO tanks have 40mm of steel side armor.
The question becomes, can it penetrate that?
Yeah. Like, a Patton has like, dear God. I believe it's, depending what pattern it is, a 90mm pattern was rated to go through T-55s at like 500 meters, so it's got like 230, 240 pan. A 105mm was kept upgraded continuously throughout the Cold War and can penetrate the stock turrets of any Soviet tank which wasn't upgraded with armor or ERA, and then even then it stood a pretty good chance of going through at close quarters. So yes, if the Abrams exposes even a bit of its armor, it will be instantly destroyed by a 105mm pattern, even stock rounds, because the side armor is really shit.
On the A1, yeah, they upgraded though recently. They started incorporating this new weird thing that we can't weld because it's a proprietary material.
Everything they do is not to protect against kinetic rounds because of how much it will weigh down the tank. All of the armor upgrades and stuff is to protect against shaped charges such as missile launchers, RPGs, etc.
Basically, at the moment, infantry with some form of anti-tank guided missile is a much greater threat to a tank than a fellow tank.
Yes, especially in urban cities. You can,
And when they're out in the open, do you want to know why the 30mm Avenger cannon on the A10 is so effective? It's because nobody armors the tops of their tanks.
In the end, it's because of the amount of materials and weight used. I mean, the Abrams, like most NATO tanks, weigh borderline 70 plus tons. If they wanted to armor the tops and sides, they would be getting ridiculously heavy and wouldn't be able to travel on bridges or roads or even in planes anymore.
Which is one of the main reasons I've been saying that the main battle tank, as it exists in terms of a high financial, high resource value vehicle, which can do everything really well, is an obsolete concept at the current stage. Until armor technology or protective technologies reaches the point again where we can realistically defend against physical attacks, might as well deploy much lighter, cost-effective vehicles with large caliber guns.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stingray and
heck, the Sheridan.
The Russians have a one-up at the moment on this. This was because they had the extremely early experience in Grozny and Afghanistan, in which their tanks were unable to do much to dug-in and experienced infantry. So they made the Terminator concept, and I believe that is why the T-15 is a Terminator / IFV / APC. Because they ended up deciding, why should I have like a dedicated IFV, a dedicated anti-infantry, when I can just mold them into two concepts? And that will probably be the future for armor for a long time.
Yeah. And also, looked at another way, from a logistics standpoint, a strategic level air transport such as the Globemaster 3 can carry one Abrams.
Yep.
That same Globemaster can carry 3 fully loaded Bradleys.
Roger.
Yep.
Guess what's more of more value on the battlefield? It sure as hell ain't the Abrams. Yeah, exactly.
I'm wounded.
It's Bradley.
Yeah.
It's also one of those where, MRAPs are actually slowly sort of making their way into it as primary transport vehicles, where they are supported by Bradley and IFV.
Yeah. I mean, it's also why I'm of the opinion Britain should not upgrade Challenger, but replace it with a more flexible system.
Because it's complete shit.
Well, yes, it is complete shit, but also you got the fact that we can't afford to develop a main battle tank at the moment. We can, but certainly put it like this: the Queen Elizabeth carriers were initiated under Labour before the economic collapse, and they were the last major military spending projects that we've embarked on.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Trident.
And they are ridiculously
we're
bad for their cost.
Trident is the government wants to upgrade it, but we can't afford to.
Yep.
And again, I am of the opinion that again a nuclear deterrent is an obsolete concept.
Well, they're North Koreans.
North Koreans can't even get a nuke past like South Korea without it being shot down.
They can't even seem to get one off the ground without it blowing up in their faces right now.
Unless it goes via China and Russia.
Also, the nuclear threat by nations such as North Korea or Iran is much more effectively countered by conventional missile strikes.
Troop carrier is ready.
And I was also going to say, you should just look at what the U.S. is doing. The U.S. is taking a
my game has bugged out.
Yay! Another reason not to buy this game.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep,
Okay,
I was
so
gonna say,
you have proven this game is awful, dear. Let's go play something fun.
Yeah, the game has completely bugged out now. Actually, has it? Has it not?
But, yeah, Hetty. I mean, honestly, if you're going to try to upgrade your Tridents, just sit here and do what they've done for the U.S. ships, which we're actually
Received.
We're actually doing upgrades for all our Tridents, except for maybe about
does anyone
and we're
want?
just making them guided missile carriers.
Does anyone have any idea what to play for like the next half an hour?
Stellaris, awesome music if nothing else.
Lol.
This is my first time watching one of your streams, so up in the open.
Play Skyrim with all your mods.
Sophie can't do that. She would be banned off of YouTube before she could even blink.
I mean, I would have to make a new stream. I would have to switch the stream to an 18+. Just play how the ball.
I would have to make the stream 25+.
Because it's not 18+, by God. Nah, 18-year-olds don't need to see this shit.
Says you, Mrs.
Plus side, you don't have to worry about kids not getting sex education.
I know so.
Mrs. Beach Ball Reptile Tits.
What the hell? What the hell? It's not even accurate. Never mind. I don't want you to say accurate things.
I mean, that's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
V, your boobs are plenty fine.
They are very nice to
use as pillows. We imagine.
We'll take your word for that, Sophie.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dick around on Heliborn and play Manpad Hell. Although to be honest, this map needs way more manpads. I wanna shit myself at every single mountain I go by when like a bunch of Mujahideen goes la la la. Oh wait, that's racist. Get their manpads.
I was going to say, do you want me to scream it because I'm a lot
That's not
better at
racist.
it?
Islam is not a race. Same as ginger.
I mean, at least you get to look at the gorgeous Black Hawk model with, you know, 8,000 minigun rounds, 90 rockets, a 30mm cannon, 8 Hellfighters, and 4 guys somewhere.
This sounds like a really awesome photo.
It is. It is really awesome. Hedy, you are not bursting my bubble. You are not bursting my bubble.
Give me Cobra, damn it! Give me Cobra, damn it!
Give me Whiskey Zulu Cobra.
I still find it immensely amusing that the Cobra is the only US attack helicopter that's currently ever been outfitted with air-to-air missiles.
Well, that's because the Marine. That's because the Marines know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I was going to say,
the Marines are just the only ones that have to deal with that shit. They blow all that crap up so the Army don't have to.
Well, it's one of those where, the Marines have post-air support. The reason why they have fucking missiles on the Cobra is because, they can't be necessarily guaranteed that their close-air support has enough missiles to actually take care of anything flying at them.
So why do they only have 2 missiles then when, like, the Hornet gets
Because
like 14?
Sidewinder is fucking heavy, even though it's a small missile. 2, Sidewinder is a huge missile compared to the rest of the Cobra's payload.
So why? Hang on. Yeah.
Sidewinder
we gave up on
is
Blitzkrieg 3 because it bugged out, Janet.
Sidewinder, even in its shortest configuration, is still about as long as a human is tall.
Yeah, it's an infrared fuck you missile. Actually, why has the Apache not been given Sidewinders?
Because the Apache is a dedicated anti-armor, anti-troop line helicopter.
So the Cobra
Cobra's more...
Eddie. So the Cobra is a multi-purpose platform, while the Apache is a primarily anti-ground.
The Apache is designed specifically to sneak up on you. You don't hear it until it's literally right on top of you.
Missile!
It's terrifying. And then it wrecks your face and it vanishes before you have a chance to counter.
I mean, the only reason why you use the Apache over the Cobra in this game for ground support is because the Apache comes with a 30mm. That's it.
Yeah, the Cobra kind of fills out a lot of the gaps in the Marine arsenal, and owing to the fact that technically they're supposed to be able to go from any boat, land anywhere, and do anything. Dedicated vehicles are inefficient for that, especially when you can mount most of the capabilities they ever need on a single helicopter platform.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say also, it's one of those where, believe it or not, the reason why they're still keeping the Cobra around...
I am literally doing ground support with a Black Hawk's miniguns. Side-mounted miniguns.
Yeah, you can do that.
Don't necessarily...
Fuck, I just missile.
Warning,
Fuck.
Warning, rotor failure.
Just because there's not enough personal missile launchers in the game. But yeah, you were saying about the Marines being reluctant to get rid of Cobra.
The Marines are reluctant to... Well, I think it's because until like another dedicated multi-purpose platform comes along, the Marines don't actually have a helicopter that suits their needs. We literally just said it. The Apache is anti-ground. The Marines need to be... I mean, the entire Marine arsenal is self-sufficient light infantry.
The Marines also have the smallest budget of the entire US military.
Which is still more that and most... Which is still more powerful than that of most other countries.
Absolutely. I will not argue that or deny it. It's completely and totally true. But
it's also the same reason the US can't replace the M4, no matter how much Congress or a given general might try.
No.
Is that the technology just isn't out there to sufficiently improve upon it to outweigh the development costs.
To be honest, the Marine budget sounds like this. But Congressman, what do you mean my Marines can't take on Russia?
Wow.
I laugh because it's funny and true.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
one of the primary training.
What's that, Brenna?
I have an announcement that we have a new artist who will be assisting Dre, named Trees, who just joined Kitsuga. Please don't terrorize them. Please don't scare them away. Please.
No promises.
Is it that one with the pony hammer?
Where is this fucking manpad? Where
Yes.
is it? No, it's not RPG. Where's the RPG? Where's the RPG? Where's the RPG? Where's the RPG? Where's the RPG?
Secondarily, Sophie needs to murder an RPG right now.
Yes, I do. Oh god, no.
But no, for
Come on, take an RPG to the face.
No, I can't. RPGs are like a one-shot in this. As they should
You're
be.
a Black Hawk. You'll be
No,
fine.
it doesn't work that way!
This isn't Black Hawk Down.
I've already lost a Black Hawk to an
Don't
RPG.
go there.
Don't even fucking go there, I swear.
I watched that film. I still to this day wish I hadn't.
I don't want to watch it.
Because it was
terrible.
It was a horrible film that was nothing but a money grab based on a horrific event that occurred that didn't need to occur.
And it's literally pure US testosterone.
So wait, how is it pure US testosterone that they
Why is
got their
there
asses
BTRs
handed
here?
to them by a bare ass Mogadishu militia?
Because it turns out
So,
that
put it like this: a mid-rank officer, I think it is, walks up to a supposed Delta Force, asks him why his safety isn't on, to which Delta Force turns around and indicates his finger and says, "This is my safety."
Which, by the way, would get him arrested in a heartbeat on a military base.
By the way, was
that
Michael Bay or something?
That is. Oh, and another one is one soldier wants to go in to help recover the soldiers who's in an arm cast. He's turned around by his CO, says, "Not while you're wearing that cast." Pulls out combat knife and starts to try and take off cast.
Yeah,
that's your point.
The gun ho
as I say,
is literally
it is pure American testosterone, that film.
To be honest,
And
most...
also, wasn't Middle Eastern militia that knocked him down? It was African.
It was Somali militia.
The reason why they lost is because it turns out having a small number of troops go into a city that hates you is never a good idea.
A small number of troops going in as a organized force. We could have done a very quiet, stealthy extraction, but it would have gone. We would have gone in quietly, and then it would have gotten really loud. And Bill Clinton didn't want that. He wanted it to be a we march in, and he thought the people loved us. They really didn't.
Yep.
The fact that one of their Black Hawks was taken down by literal RPG spam.
Yeah.
Sophie,
Yes.
you're bleeding fuel.
No, I'm not. Calm down.
Okay, when helicopters smoke, one of two things is happening. Either you're bleeding fuel or an engine is dying.
Or the pilot is getting so high that it's gonna be interesting.
That's white smoke, not black.
If I'm not looking at it, it doesn't exist, okay? I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't know what ganja you guys get, but you know, in Soviet Russia.
Also, if you cut that close to mountains in helicopter flight school, you will be failed.
No, it's not. It's called Enhanced Snap of the Earth.
Yes, but there is Nap of the Earth, and then there is... Oh my god, did you just give that forest a haircut?
And trust me, Marines don't like it when you do that.
Marines, the famous gung-ho attitude, doesn't like it when you take it a bit dangerously. The irony.
No one is asking the Marines. They're just the payload, just the one that you can claim.
The Marines are in an airdroppable payload now.
They kind of are.
Yeah. There's only one helicopter we have that was designed to go that close to mountains, and that's the Apache. You literally cannot fly a Black Hawk that close because of the way air currents work. And
you'd destabilize the airflow over the rotors.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you will... The Black Hawk actually is not that stable of a platform. It's big and it can go in straight lines really well. That's about it.
I mean, it's a troop transport.
/ gunship.
It's basically the air version of a
Swift's nice.
armored personnel carrier.
Yeah. Kind of an aerial Bradley kind of thing.
Oh shit, wrong one. Ooh.
Then the Chinook's the aerial panel van.
The Chinook is the aerial panel van of every army under the NATO banner.
Yeah, and the Chinook is only meant for one thing only, and that is, I want to move a platoon of infantry to here.
And tank.
Yeah, and maybe a light ground vehicle for them to run around in.
No. The Chinook is... Alright, we turbocharged this for one reason. Why? I want to move a platoon of infantry and a tank there now.
Why do you want a tank also? Because reasons.
Well, no, to move a tank, that was the Sky Crane. That fucker was an amazing helicopter.
Oh, God, that thing.
Shit.
I know some people still use it, especially in civilian life, but I don't think it's in military.
I mean, hell, the Sheridan is officially retired, but if I walk over to an 82nd Airborne training area, they'll have Sheridans driving around that they intend on using.
Hey, if it's in reserve, if it's in the reserves, it's still an active unit, and that means somebody
isn't a reserve unit.
No, I mean if it's in their reserve catalogue. I mean,
It's not in their reserve catalog. It's their primary doctrine.
God.
The air bonus is just too damn heavy to drop out of an aircraft.
The 82nd said, until we have a replacement, we're using this.
Fair enough.
Which I'm like, so you're going to use a 1950s era tank that has a 152 millimeter gun. Oh, you increased the engine. Oh dear God.
With Fletcher rounds.
God.
I want a tank that can do 120 miles per hour.
I want to see the 82nd take one of their Sheridans and go up against the Sri Lankans and their Stingray 2s, because they used to love jumping those fuckers until somebody said, no, you're cracking the hulls of the tanks. Stop it.
Hey, I mean...
Sheridan is designed to be dropped from high altitude.
No, what the Sri Lankans were doing was, you know when you see the Russians just tear around in a main battle tank and jump everything in sight?
Yeah.
They were doing it in
Stingrays.
They were doing it in Stingrays.
Stingrays made of cadloy polycarbon steel.
I mean, if you want a main battle tank that flies, get yourself a TADU. And
that's it. No, we have to sit down and go to the Russians and explain to them what a Kanga tank from BattleTech is, and then just see what happens.
Oh yeah, by the way, did you guys see the shit that Indians got themselves into?
So sorry, Spitfire, did you just mount a fucking autocannon onto your Blackhawk?
Yes, you can have 8 Hellfires, 2 M197s, I believe, a 30mm, and 19 fucking what's it called? Hydras. And 4
and
guys.
this, kids, is why I compare the Blackhawk to a flying Bradley. Or a flying Striker with armor that actually works.
To be honest, it probably has more armor than the Bradley. You know, the aluminium Bradley.
Oh god, I'm so glad we started up-armoring that shit.
Have you ever watched Pentagon Wars?
Have I ever watched what?
Pentagon Wars.
No, I have not.
You should. It's amazing. It details the very comical inception of the Bradley.
Well, the entire point of the Bradley was, I want to move infantry here. Oh. You mean I can mount a gun to this and have it provide covering fire and give it some fairly decent anti-armor capabilities at the same time?
It went from being a bigger M113 to being a scout that's too inconspicuous to scout. A APC that can only carry, was it 7 men?
Not even a full squad, as I recall.
That can't even carry a full squad. A semi-quasi tank that's the fucking size of one and screams, "Look at me, I'm a big dangerous tank," with less armor than a snowblower that has enough ammo to take out half of DC. So and that is the US Military Department of Defense in a nutshell.
The interesting thing about the Bradley, though, is technically the Bradley is not its name. It is the Desert Storm Tactical Fighting Armored System or some shit like that. It's some really long acronym.
The Armored Fuckmobile.
Basically.
Have you seen what Janet's comment about the up-armored Sheridan?
Lapse.
Yeah, but when they up-armored the M551, it was only air-droppable once. And basically you'd have to dig it out of a big hole.
I mean, to be honest...
And hope that everything still works.
Is there any infantry over here?
Actually, no, that thing it probably did.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of the issue for the Sheridan was that you sat here and you decided, okay, I'm going to fire a gun. You went and fired gun. Okay, I want to fire a missile. What do you mean the missile system is broken?
I want to fire gun. Okay, everyone, hold on to your seatbelts. Tank just races up.
That was the little Scorpion.
No, I mean...
Well, it was also the Sheridan, too. I mean...
The Sheridan firing literally raises it in the air.
Yeah, have you seen footage of the Scorpion firing? That shit is hilarious. Put it like this, everybody except the gunner dismounts. Or risks...
Oh god, missile!
Fire on board. Warning.
There's a
Fire
fire
on
on
board.
Or
Warning.
risks
Rotor
getting flung
failure.
clean across the
Warning.
countryside.
Rotor failure.
Wasn't that one basically a box with a giant fucking gun on it?
It was a 90mm gun strapped to gun mounting and a breech, strapped to a few strips of I-beam with an engine and tracks, and something approximating a gun shield on the front.
This sounds like an Orky thing.
Which, to be honest, was probably more of like a recoil counterweight than anything.
Probably.
This sounds like a, you know, baby's first tank model kit.
Oh, no. It's even worse than that.
No, you're right. It sounds like something built by Donald Trump.
Oh.
You did not just
Donald Trump wishes he was this imaginative.
You've triggered Rob now.
And my amount of caring is minimal.
There you go. The Wikipedia page on the thing. I mean, you can see what kind of trouble it is just from the picture.
M56 Scorpion firing.
Oh, that thing looks like an artillery piece mounted to track.
It's a 90mm anti-tank gun mounted to the bare minimum of everything that could be done so that it was air deployable.
Yeah, that's a howitzer on a box with an engine.
And at some point, somebody said, "Yes, this is safe to use."
I mean, look, what's the point of that vehicle? It needs to fire and it needs to move around.
Put it like this: service doctrine for it was literally for everybody except the gunner to dismount the vehicle for safety.
It's good service doctrine, or caboose.
I'm really unsure.
Well, it's also like the whole fun.
Do you remember the Ontos? The insane light tank with 6 recoilless rifles strapped to it, which when fired with fletch-shit rounds was literally murder for everything like a kilometer in front of it. And they used that in Vietnam, and apparently it was quite terrifying for everyone involved.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
106 mil anti-tank / recoilless rifle rounds. Yeah, they're about as tall as me, and I'm not a short. Well, I am short, but that's still a 5-foot long round that they're firing out of a really big tube at someone that essentially it's going to hurt.
Yep, and it's gonna hurt bad.
There you go. So it's one of those where, yeah, I can believe that they were using it in place of daisy cutters.
I wonder, what is the most insane thing that's ever been put into service?
I don't know,
Moab.
Yeah,
what?
you can now officially say the Moab has been put into service thanks to Donald Trump and his big dollar penis.
Vehicle-wise.
That was actually not even his decision, so it's not even thanks to him.
That was actually Bush.
I mean, the Russians have a giant flamethrower tank.
Still?
Yes, the TSO-1 Burrito. Burrentino.
Guess what? It's pretty useful when you go into Chechnya, probably. So.
When you need to level a fucking city, you get a platoon of those and you just watch. Like, basically, it's a 32 giant round. I believe it's a 280mm thermo launcher.
By the way,
Jesus.
Janet confirms that the M56 Scorpion was nuts.
Ow, I took a manpad to the face and I'm still alive.
And if Janet thinks something was nuts, I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It was kind of Janet's era, so yeah.
What, 1852?
Ooh.
You should hear when people ask, like, when my dad was born, I'm like, yeah, he remembers when Henry VIII killed his wife.
Wait, what? Janet, what? Most insane thing was a rail car that was built by the New York Central Railroad using a pair of B-47 engines mounted on top.
Why did they do that?
That sounds like a bad idea.
Was it just like, oh hey,
Very good.
we have
like basically a couple of engineers getting shit-faced and going, let's do it away with.
Yes, it does.
This sounds like something that the engineers reached into their Lego box, that giant Lego box of random parts, and said, let's make a thing.
It feels like
Even worse, because then it would have been Meccano parts.
Heady.
Back when Meccano was actually proper.
Heady. It feels like one of them was like, so you know we've got those pair of like jet engines lying around. You know the ones they use for the nuclear bombers, yeah. How about we put that on a rail car? I like where you're going.
Hey, they
When
put
engineers say, hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Hey, they put nuclear bomber engines in Concorde.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of, yeah, because, you know, it all...
No,
all
they were the engines that were built for Vulcan.
So
I mean, it makes
would
sense.
it be
It was supposed
awful
to
if
get
I
the-
mentioned that there's a version of the Black Hawk that she's flying that has the 2 miniguns on the back as well as all of the missiles on the side?
What purpose would it be having them, like, rear firing or like...
Broadside and rear firing.
360
It kind
degrees
of-
of fuck you.
It reminds me of the IS-7, and like, holy shit, how many machine guns does this have? It has like, it has like three of them. 3 of them are coaxial. 1 of them is mounted on the side, on each part of the side. The driver has like 1, and then there's a pair mounted on the front as well. It has like so many machine guns, and all of them are like remote controlled or like remote
Guys,
firing.
you remember Janet's railcar comment?
Yes.
Her reply was, they did that because they wanted to go fast but forgot about curved track. So yes, it was an engineering hold my beer moment.
Engineers are quite crazy people, to be honest. All you have to do is to look at Bill Nye and Renner.
They're scientists, not engineers.
Renner
I
does
would
kind of
love to
double up
see
for
what would
engineers
happen if
sometimes.
you had.
Mind you, Russia is also pretty crazy because they mounted jet engines onto a tank to put out fires.
Actually, no, that wasn't Russia. That was an oil firing company, and to be honest, it actually worked.
There's a Russian oil field with it as well now, because hey, if it works for the Saudis,
it worked really well in Kuwait because of like the level of backblast produced by the jet engine is actually surprisingly good enough to put out fires.
it's like twin MiG-21
yeah,
engines
it is.
or something
It is
like that,
literally
isn't it?
twin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And also,
Guys,
they also
guys,
win.
guys, let Renner talk.
wow, just the authoritarian I am queen bitch around here.
What is it?
Have a good time on your stream. I went and finally got breakfast.
I'm literally about to end the stream.
No, keep going. You're
I
having
need
fun.
to
Keep going.
eat and pee.
Keep going. Then go eat, then go pee, grab food, and come back and resume.
It takes 8 minutes to like assemble food.
And
seriously,
I mean, I kind of don't like eating on my stream.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you when your stream's done. Have fun. Have a good time.
I love you.
Like you're doing now.
I'm
Ranting
trying.
about Black Hawks.
Yes. I love you, Renner. Okay, guys.
That's the one, Janet. Mounted on a T-55 chassis. That's what I was thinking of.
Because like ridiculous and Russian goes well together apparently. So anyway,
I think also doesn't the Russian
Heady.
aircraft carrier also
Heady.
have something similar to clear all the debris off the deck?
Heady,
Yes.
let me talk. So, I'm sorry, but I need to end the stream now. I know it hasn't exactly been the longest stream, but it was interrupted by Renault at the start because she wanted to talk to me to some things. Thank you to Miss Priss for helping. I'm pretty sure that Renault's family will probably enjoy their Christmas presents. Thanks to everyone for talking to me and helping me get over my really bad mood for the entire day.
I'm glad we could help.
Thank you all for helping me smile. So anyway, I need to prepare food and eat because I haven't eaten in about 5 hours.
Yeah, don't faint on us, please.
I won't faint. I'll just. So anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. I love you all, and I'd like to remind all of you to stay safe out there.
Hi, Spitfire.
You literally have the worst timing in the world. You couldn't get worse timing if you put it on a stopwatch.
I wanted to play with you on...
We are literally wrapping up the stream.
Sophie's about to fall over from lack of food.
Yes. I am literally starving right now.
I'm used to it.
So I love you all. Stay safe out there, and see you all probably for Wednesday, where I'll be doing the Armored Warfare campaign 2, and let's see how many PvP wins we can get in a single day.
When will we be doing Heli again?
Probably Thursday, to be honest.
Okay.
So, I love you all. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.